Well, greetings, salutations, guys and girls. It's me, the off-grid warrior, and two very tired and hot dogs that are outside. Yes, hot dogs. It is hot today, guys. I don't know about where you are, but I'm boiling. I actually have my wet cloth here on my neck, and I just showered about 20 minutes ago outside. Just stood there with the hose, cooling down while I fired up the stream. So greetings. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I should have checked first. How's the audio, guys? Are we up and running? Audio check 1 2 3. Let me know in chat. Good to see you guys are here. It's always nice when people show up. It's weird doing this on just myself and one other. Oh, dogs are barking. What could that be? I think we're good. Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Mr. Artiford. I see there's a whole bunch of names that I like to see. Good to see you guys and the regulars. Tomahawk, bright and early, sir. Kevin is here. Good to see you, Kevin. I think you weren't around for the last one, whenever that was. I think I skipped last week. I had something come up. What we got here? John Doe. Hey, John Doe. Thank you, man. Good to see you, sir. Right back at you. Yeah, no coffee today, guys. It is warm. It is very warm. Definitely no coffee. I do have some water and some lime juice chilling in the fridge. So I'm going to be drinking that soon. Who else is here? Mr. Artiford. Greetings, sir. Mr. Artiford. Good news. I did receive your envelope. I'm going to share with everybody. Hopefully, you don't mind. Guys, I did receive a little something from Mr. Artiford. This is I was pretty surprised when I opened the envelope. This is a decal or a sticker, for a window, an auto vehicle window, some glass. Yeah, it's the off-grid decal. Super cool. Thank you, Mr. Artie, for that. I was not expecting to receive something like that, so thank you. And I did also receive a card from Tomahawk, so thank you for that, man. Who else is here? Angel Does It. Good to see you. Good to see you back. Who else? Who else do we have over here? Sorry, I might be missing some chat here. And Hotel. Oh my gosh, that's a difficult one. Hotel Alpha. Okay, gotcha. Hotel Alpha. Ha. Gotcha. All right. How do you think about that one? Kevin, missed one recently here tonight. Yeah, good to see you. Like I said, Kevin, always good to see you, sir. Yeah, Mr. Artiford, your card was very amusing. I will say, I won't share that with the chat unless you want me to. It was a custom hand-drawn card. Very amusing, sir. Tomahawk still cannot unblock Artiford. He's not even on my block list either. What the heck? I don't know, Tomahawk. Sorry, mate. Have no idea what's going on there for you. Oh, Evelyn Dawn, you just changed my Yahoo name. Evelyn Dawn, you had me all confused there. Welcome. Okay, so guys, good news and bad news. For those of you who like short streams, well, it's going to be a short stream today. We're going to keep it around, try to keep it around an hour. But I do have half an hour video for you guys. I ended up doing the editing, last night and this morning. I was up until about 2 a.m. trying to, get all the cuts together for the video. And it could have been 20 minutes longer, but I thought, let me hold back some of the good juice for next week. So it's a 30-minute video today, guys. Hopefully you get something out of it. More adventure with wood. I know some of you are shaking your heads now going, really? Do we have to watch this guy cut more wood? Anyways, yeah. Yeah, the big push for winter and winter firewood. I'd like to say, guys, we're over the hump. I think for the most part, all the wood I'm going to need for winter is up here. Fingers crossed, touch wood. It's just a big splitting fest that takes place now, which I'm not doing during the day. It's just way too hot, guys. So it's early morning wood splitting or early evening wood splitting. So that's the gear we're in now. Okay, I'm gonna have to put my old man glasses on. Okay. You can, Mr. Artiford, you can. Maybe more will send in funny, uplifting things as well. Okay, hang on, guys. I'm gonna show you the ultimate custom card. You know, I like you guys. You're very you're very not only adventurous, but you come up with some great ideas. Wink, wink. Anyways, I did ask for you guys to, you know, even if you want to do a handwritten card, send me something. It doesn't have to be support or donations. Maybe a picture of you, like I say, you know, when you're a young man ramping your bike or doing something cool, jumping out of a plane. Send me a picture or card. So we'll put it on the wall over here. But when I told you guys a custom card, handwritten, this is one I got, OGW, for you. You probably can't see this. It says, hand wrote, big smiley face, Mr. Artiford. So, you know, look, Mr. Artiford, that's going to take up the whole wall. So, you know, we'll have to keep that in that one in the portfolio. But thank you. Okay, where are we? Angel does it. How could I acquire peer books or send you some things? Angel does it. My peer box in the description to all my videos, recent videos, and the stream. If you look at the description, you will find my peer box. Okay, yeah, guys, and I was actually working on my wall of cards because I have a few more over here. There's some older ones that I haven't quite got up there and some custom ones. I found some old tape, double-sided tape that I've had for like 5 or 6 years in one of my totes. And I promptly put tape on the back of every single card and I was arranging them and they kept on falling down. So apparently double-sided tape doesn't last for like 4 or 5 years, just FYI. So anyways, we'll work on arranging that. Okay, well, I won't bore you anymore with my, you know, talk of the wall behind me. Just gonna cool down here, guys. It is seriously hot in the cabin. It's probably about 100 degrees. So, so much better. There we go. All right, guys, so what we'll do is we're going to fire up this video. Hopefully you guys get something out of it. If there's anybody new to the stream wondering what on earth is going on, who are all these weirdos, what's happening here, what I typically do is, you know, I make a short video. Usually it's short. A short video of my shenanigans up here on the mountain. You know, what I do on a mostly daily basis. You know, living off grid up on a mountain. So I make a little video and we'll watch the video during the stream, and while the video is running I will be watching chat. If you have any questions about the video, anything you want to say, I'm quite okay with constructive criticism as long as it's constructive. So I'll be watching chat, answering your questions as we watch the video, and then after the stream we hang out, we bro out for a while after the video and just talk about whatever questions on the video or anything really pertaining to off-grid living like a free man or woman, just being self-sufficient and stepping out of the hamster wheel, stuff like that. So okay, let's fire up this video, guys. I believe I do have it set to go. Boomer Tech activates. Stream video. Okay, so here we go, guys. I'll be watching chat and drinking some cold water. Let's go. And don't forget to hit the like button. Oh, I hate saying that. You know what to do. Like button. Cheers, guys. Let's go. Hi buddies, do you miss me? You guys miss me? I'm home. Oh boy. Wow, check that moon out, guys. That is insane. Full moon, beautiful. Hi buddies. Poor doggos. I've been gone all day. Sorry guys. Hi buddies, what is going on here? What is all of this? The ground, guys. Poor guys. Wow, look at that moon again. I know, guys. I know. I'm busy spurging out on the moon, and you guys want my attention. Right, hang on. Go put the camera down, guys. Cheers. Hey buddy. You guys find anything interesting? I think I have. What have we here? What have we here? Clearly not built by a four-legged critter. Delicious bones. I'm guessing our friends, the trappers, probably had this little spot baited at some point. Because the trappers, contrary to some people's beliefs, not the cleanest of woodsy men. I often find trash and sometimes beer cans around their traps. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Oh, what do we have here? Keystone Light. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, guys. Anyways, it's the unfortunate side of you know, the weekend outdoorsman. Oh yeah. Wow, just tons and tons and tons of beautiful cedar in here. Wherever there's a good water source, you're gonna find cedar. There's some white pine and Doug firs, but most of this is just cedar. Pretty cool. Some big boys. Look at that. It's a tall boy. Definitely over 100 foot. Hi ho, hi ho. It's off to work we go. Ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum 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 bum. Okay. Don't worry guys, I'm not going to quit my day job and take up singing. Clearly I wouldn't earn a dime. Hang on, I'm not earning a dime today either. Anyways, we're on the hunt for the elusive, dead standing tamarack. I think we've discovered one. Actually, I've had my eyes on this for some time. And I'm finally pulling the trigger, boys. Here we go, the dead standing tamarack. It's been here for some time. Hopefully I'm not wasting my time. Hopefully it's not rotten to the core. Tamarack is one of the more sought after woods to burn up here. It's also that tree, that golden yellow tree that you see up in the mountains here in this part of the world in late autumn. You know, that those pockets of beautiful yellow orangey trees nestled in a sea of green. One of them at least is the tamarack. So one of my favorite trees, not only just for its awesome combustion through winter, but it is a purdy tree. So we're gonna thank you, tamarack. You've led a noble existence here in the woods, but today you're coming down and you're gonna be heating me and the doggos, well, at least me, multiple times. We're gonna get heat from this tree, felling it, then cutting it and dragging it through the woods and getting it home. That'll all be creating a lot of heat. And then of course in winter it'll heat us as well. So it should be an interesting cut. You never know with these dead standing guys. Sometimes they will like sort of explode as you're cutting them, pop and just splinter in all directions at the base wherever you're cutting it. So it can be a little sketch. So we'll see. We'll be very careful with this one, guys. You know me, it's all about safety first. Clearly I'm wearing my OSHA approved gear, guys. These are actually my favorite swim trunks. They're like lightweight swim trunks / hiking trunks. Pants, short pants, clearly. So I'm well kitted. For those of you that every now and again come out of the woodwork with my videos over the years and tell me I'm a moron and I'm being unsafe and I clearly don't know what I'm doing when it comes to cutting trees. There's a lot of pros out there that will discuss safety gear and correct technique. I suggest you watch those videos because I'm just a guy who lives in the woods and depends on firewood, and I've been doing this for many years. So I'm not your guy if you're looking to learn how to cut trees or correct technique. Let's just be clear on that, right? This is not a chainsawing or cutting down tree tutorial. Okay, now that we've cleared that, let's just get to work and get this tree down, because the real work begins like I've always said, guys, any moron can cut down a tree. It's the work that takes place after cutting down the tree that's the fun part. Okay, let's do this. Good stuff. Oh yeah, you can see what I did here. I tried to come real steep in the back because I was a little concerned that it would sit in that direction, and I really wanted it to go exactly where it went. So you can see a little bit of rot in here. Hopefully it's not too extensive. You may see that at the bottom, but may not be too bad as we go further up. So fingers crossed. Well, let's go. Hot chain. put oil in, top your oil up, guys, when you fuel up, do it at the same time. I never do just one, I always do both at the same time. That'll help me. I'm gonna give it a cut here, and that way I'm not gonna pinch the chainsaw bar as this drops down. Hopefully the log will hold it up and make things a little bit easier. That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Okay. Row. How embarrassing. Okay. Let's reconfigure here the plan. I need to find myself a tool. Okay, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted by my non-professional logging habits? Okay, let's do that again. Okay, we're free. Perfect. Let's get some cutting done. After cutting Ponderosa pine a few days ago, this tamarack, especially dead standing, very dry tamarack like this, significant difference between how the chainsaw cuts. It's really working to get through this. A lot of smoke today. Of course it is like probably mid to late 90s right now. It's hot. Oh yeah, I can tell this is going to be a great idea. Well, if I don't do it, nobody else is, so I guess I'll just get cracking. Might be a better idea for me to split this here and then haul it. I'll give this a try, see how it goes, see how far I get. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Ah. Hi boys, you miss me? Oh. Oh. Woo. I think it's lunchtime. Yeah. Definitely lunchtime. Some of you may be wondering, oh, off-grid warrior, what sort of power meals do you eat to sustain yourself through the day? Pasta, ground beef and pasta. When I have ground beef, I like to make these massive pots. Well, for me, I'm just one guy, right? Massive pots of, a pasta. So I can get at least 3 meals out of this. I don't know, today it might just be meal number 2. I'm feeling pretty hungry. I've been sitting around all day doing nothing. Oh, and of course, the secret ingredient, guys. Lucky Foods. Soul kimchi. Spicy. Kimchi, guys. If you're not eating kimchi, you should be eating kimchi. All that healthy bacteria that, should be in your gut. The lactobacilli bacteria that are good for your gut. Largely, for most of Western civilization, particularly here in America, foods aren't really real or alive. So there's zero healthy gut bacteria in most in most Americans' guts. Yeah, the food sucks, guys. So you got to eat things like kimchi, all right? And another great use for kimchi, this is one of my old tricks when I used to exist in a corporate environment. And, it's lunchtime and you all go into your little cafeteria and everybody sits around the table. I used to just crack open like the smelliest kimchi I could find. Because kimchi does have, if it's good kimchi, it has an odor. So I'd get some of the most smelliest kimchi and everybody would sit down at the cafeteria table at work. I'd crack open that lid, make sure the smell gets around the room and start eating my kimchi. And I found that was the best way for me to sort of create room around me at the work tables. Everybody kind of slowly moved away. So that's just an old trick, guys. You're more than welcome to use it. Anyways, we got to hurry, get back to work. I want to get, I don't know, we probably got about 7, 8 more pulls again to get all the switch here. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted by lunch? Beautiful day, guys. Beautiful day. Feeling pretty blessed right now. Look at that. Love it. I really hope you guys are having a good weekend. Today's Thursday, but by the time you see this, it'll be the weekend. Come on. I'm done. I'm done. For the next half hour, that is. Okay, a little break and hopefully wrap things up. Yeah. Okay, well, there she is, all covered up. And that's about the third time I've covered up the snowmobile since last winter. All my tarps are in various states of degradation, you know, rot, tearing and falling apart. And this is the last tarp that I have. It was actually a massive tarp I bought when I was building my cabin, and I was worried about rain because I wasn't up here 24/7, and I'd leave the cabin during the build with this massive tarp over the roof and over the structure. So over the years I've slowly been cutting that big tarp down to smaller pieces. So yeah, it was starting to get all sorts of holes in it, and I found these silver tarps are the only tarps worth getting, guys. If you go to your typical hardware store in the US, at least, you get the blue tarp, the brown tarp, and the silver tarp. Don't waste your time or money on the blue tarp. It's like a tissue paper. It's garbage, in my experience. I only get these silver tarps because if you're lucky, you'll get 2 years out of them, which is way more than what you'll get out of the other tarps. Anyways, I'm sitting here pondering the changing season. We've got, you know, some of the leaves turning yellow and orange, you know, an indicator to start gearing up for the fun season. A little bit of sarcasm in the fun season. I was thinking about the snowmobile. I've yet to replace the blown out shock. Financially, I just haven't got to the point where I've been able to, you know, put the money into buying a new shock. They're almost $300, and those are used shocks. So I've had to, when the money's come in, it's gone towards things like groceries and dog food and, you know, gasoline, things like that. But I'm sitting here thinking about, man, I need to figure out a strategy here to get the shock replaced. So that's kind of on my mind. What I am going to be doing is building a very simple temporary A-frame garage over the snowmobile. It's not going to be anything fancy. I just want to get some space around that snowmobile so I can at least get in there and work on it if I get the shock. Well, not if. I have to figure out how to purchase the shock. Ideally, I'd like to get 2 shocks, because knowing my luck, I'll replace one and, you know, then the other one will go. And you know, guys, I'd only had the snowmobile for about a month and a half before the shock blew out of me, and it's not like I was doing something radical. I was just on a straight roadway, and it just kind of popped on me. And it's a sealed shock. I'm not able to do any work on it or replace any springs. So I really just need to get a new one in, or 2, new used, whatever I can get my hands on. So that's kind of weighing on my mind now. I need to figure out a strategy there, but you know, one day at a time. So those are my thoughts. Like I say, starting to see some changes up here. You can see where the debris of where I cut and hauled up those trees. I got to pack away my cable and pulleys. I got chains still out here. We need to get that in before too much rust starts to happen. Get my cable in. That's what we're going to do now. Get everything neat, packed away, and haul it back up the mountain to the safety of the cabin. I see there's some rain on its way, so I think I'm going to get on my way here, get everything wrapped up and coiled up, and get back up the mountain. We'll see you guys. Cheers. Well, I woke up this morning to a nice hole in the ground. Good job, guys. Not really. And yeah, well, that's the tarp that was on the other side of the fence is being pulled inside and thoroughly chewed up. Nice one, buddy. Look at all that chewed up tarp. I know you're responsible for this because you're the chewer. I've learned since I've had Scout on the scene to not leave anything out of importance, but you know, as you can see here, really doesn't matter where the item is. If he wants to chew it, he'll get to it. And I know for those of you that are going to tell me, well, dogs just dig holes and do that sort of thing when they're frustrated and aren't getting enough activity. These guys get to run on most days twice a day. They do like 3 to 6 miles of running alongside the ATV. If not twice, definitely once a day. It's not like they're cooped in here and are frustrated dogs. But this little guy is proving to be a little problematic. I can't tell you the amount of holes I've already filled in, the amount of items that have been chewed, from shoes to hats. I'm just not feeling it. Buddy, why? You've been a bad influence since you've arrived in the scene. I never had problems with Ranger doing things like chewing things and tearing things up and digging holes. It's this little booger over here, Scout. Oh well, that's my princess rant for the morning. We'll now go for our run. You need to run. Look at you. Home sweet home. Okay, and we should be back. Audio check. Let me know if you can hear me, guys. No, Ranger. No ways, buddy. No. No, Ranger. Hang on, guys. Sorry, I gotta let the doggo out. No. Move out. You got to go out, buddy. Come on. No, go out. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. It is, like you may have noticed in the video, it's a dust bowl outside the cabin here, you know, with these two dogs playing around. I literally live in a dust bowl. Everywhere I look in this cabin, every surface, everything has a slight coat of dust on it. I'm constantly wiping down. It's a real problem right now. So Ranger was on the floor here, but I hadn't dusted him off. There's no ways he was getting up here. He's just a dusty boy. You know, that's the biggest issue I have in my life right now, guys, is dust in the house. Okay, did I miss any chat here? I may have to put my glasses on. Where are they? And we'll pump up the light over here. Bear with me. Let me fix the camera. Where are you? Oh, a little blurry. I'm too far away from the monitor right now. Okay. All right, what did I miss there? Yeah, Mr. Gas, I called around and even went to a shop in town that had a whole bunch of snowmobiles. It was like kind of a mechanic store, small engine repair, and the guy had, I don't know, 30 or so snowmobiles laying around. So I even dug through those snowmobiles, spoke to him. He said he had nothing, and he wasn't aware of anybody in our town that could work on those shocks, sealed shocks. And the two local snowmobile dealerships in town, they're not interested unless you're buying something new. I should possibly call a few other places in either northern Idaho or maybe Kalispell. A little further for me to drive and see if anybody has anything or can work on shocks. I just attempt to do search locally, and then of course online. Okay, Tomok, yeah, Scott is such a little puppy dog. Yeah, he's I've decided to pull the trigger, so to speak, on Scout and have his man parts removed, because he's proving to be quite problematic. He does not listen. He's very he's his own boss, kind of like I am. We're very much alike, Scout and I. So I'm going to have to do the deed with him, so that's gonna happen here soon. Audio good, thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I actually recently did see an advertisement for a shock used for $160, $159. That was probably the best price I've seen on that shock for a used shock. I've seen them as high as like $280 for a used shock for that snowmobile. So when the time is right, it'll happen. Whispering Vines Studio, nice video. Well, thank you, Whispering Vines. Yeah, I appreciate that. It could have been 20 minutes longer, but I had to do the cut. I had to do the chop in editing last night or this morning. I was like, yeah, we'll save some of the magic for next week. So thank you, Mr. Artiford. Great video. Thank you, Mr. Artiford. Appreciate it. Have you ever heard or seen anything you can explain that make you think something like Sasquatch could be out? I'm not a big believer in something like that existing, and I'll tell you why. There's just so many people out in the woods nowadays and game cams that I feel if there was some good, if something was moving out there by now, it would have been caught. I can't tell you the amount of times I run into mystery game cams in the woods, and of course, there's certain federal organizations that use game cams now. So I have just bumped into them on accident, very well concealed, but I find them at times. So I feel with all this, people moving around in the woods and cameras, that something would have been seen by now. Something convincing, not some blurry shape in the background, But, I know a lot of people that have all sorts of stories, and people that I know that swear that they've heard or seen things like that. So, I haven't. Clearly they're avoiding me. Oh yeah, what else did I miss? Okay. No good questions for me, guys. Tomahawk, Sasquatch live inside the mountains and only travel at night. Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, I thought you were saying love in German. Liebe. Live. Sasquatch only live inside mountains and only travel at night. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not a big believer, guys. Just leave it at that. I'm the only Sasquatch running around here. Do you have a compost pile for your garden? Yes, I do. It's a little, it's not as organized as I'd like it to be, but I do have a pile that all the chicken, when I clean the chicken coop, and everything organic, I do have a pile that everything goes into. I'd love to be able to, make more organic matter with the way I eat, but I'm one guy and I typically eat everything when I cook. I don't have a lot of leftovers or greens or stuff that I've chopped that I either give to my chickens or put in a pile. It's like I eat everything. Somebody was asking me about this a while ago, if I feed my chickens scraps, and the answer is no. I don't have scraps around here. But yeah, all the chicken poop and all the bedding out of the coops go into one spot, one pile. Mr. Ardiford, the garden's going really good. I've pulled out several cucumbers. Every time I grab a cucumber out of the garden, I think I should get this, I should film this, get it on camera, but, I don't. So a lot of cucumbers. I typically... I wasn't sure when I got the cucumbers. I didn't buy the seed. So the person who gave me the cucumbers gave me, out of the 6 cucumbers, I think 5 of them are all pickling cucumbers. So, I've got some massive cucumbers, like this size, guys, like 2-hand cucumbers. So the cucumbers are going well. The tomatoes have just started. I see I have very small, think the tip of your thumb round tomatoes that have just started. So I'm really looking forward to that. They 2 varieties that I've never tried before. So, yeah. And then what else is going? The beets are going strong. So obviously I haven't pulled any beets out. They're going to take a while because they're heirloom beets. But they look like they're doing well. So, and I did get some onions in the ground, onion starts. They're all doing well. So yeah, it's looking good. But temperatures are starting to change, guys. I've noticed that the last few mornings, I've been up early and moving and I think, wow, it's there's a little bit of a chill in the air, but it's still brutally hot during the day. But I've noticed, the changes are starting to happen. Do you add worms soil and leaves to compost pile? No, Tomahawk, I'm not adding anything to the compost pile. John Doe, got a pressure cooker for canning? Negative. I just do with the pickling that I do. I do what's just called refrigerated pickling. I go through them pretty quick when I do pickles. It's just I'm one guy, so I'm kind of consuming the pickles, and I'll admit, guys, some of the pickles, the pickling pickles have gone to the chickens. I'll break them up for the chickens, and they absolutely love the cucumbers. So yeah, I will be definitely pickling the beetroot. Definitely pickling the beetroots, and I'll probably do a couple jars of the cucumbers, but pretty much they come off and they're consumed. Tomahawk, do you have a latrine or just utilize the wood line? I do have a an outhouse. Yes, I do. I don't think if you're living in a permanent spot in the woods, just using the wood line would become problematic after a few months. So yeah. Mr. Artiford, pressure cooker and water bath are great items to have. Yeah, Mr. Artiford, there's a few things that are on my list. Those are on the list. I just have never pulled the trigger on them. I really think I can't overstate just how understated my greenhouse is. Yeah, overstate the understatement that my greenhouse is. It's small, guys. So I think if I doubled the size on the greenhouse and I was growing more, I'd probably seriously make a move at things like equipment for like pressure cooking, a cooker for canning, and so on. It's just a lot of what comes out of my garden can be consumed pretty quick because it's so small. So that's one of the reasons why I don't have all the canning stuff. Yeah, gotcha. So I think I mentioned that most of my wood is done. I've got a good feeling, that the chunks, everything wood-wise I need is up here. It's just not all split yet. So cool my neck down, guys. Still warm up here. So a lot of splitting ahead over the next few weeks, and like I said at the beginning of the stream, I really have to wait for early morning. We'll do it in the early mornings or late evenings, and actually I've only done it once, late evenings. So early mornings is really the time to split, and I split a few at a time. I'm not trying to kill myself, so a few every morning here and there, and eventually we'll have all the splitting done. But my eyes are always looking for a potential tree that's convenient for me to get if it's nearby. You can never not have enough wood, guys. Yep. Okay, John Doe. Less is more. Yes, less is more. Definitely. But you've got to scale up, John Doe. It's pointless having all the toys and all the tools if you don't really have the infrastructure to use it all. Case in point, all my totes that I've been dragging around for years, a lot of the stuff in the totes just are never used. So I don't want to be purchasing more stuff. Well, I'll be honest with you, there's not much purchasing at all, even if I wanted to. But it's still pointless to just be purchasing stuff if you can't actually utilize it. Let's just say I'm at a point in my life where I'm done having stuff that's not useful for me. If I don't use something regularly, a couple times a month, once a month, I really don't want to be purchasing things that just sit around forever and look pretty. Those days are over. John Doe, I want a freeze dry, but the price is like a heart attack. Oh, John Doe, yeah. I mean, that is a I've actually met some folks a while back that had a nice freeze dryer, and what they were doing was quite amazing. Drying steaks, meats, not just the small stuff, obvious stuff, but like pre-cooked meals and then freeze drying them. They had a really nice unit, and the food was exceptional. Even items that were previously canned, brought out, and then freeze dried. So those freeze dryers are amazing, but definitely not for one guy in a tiny cabin off grid. But they are cool for sure. I mean, if I was in a family situation, had more people, scaled up, larger gardens, had water, like a faucet, that magic thing that you turn and water just comes out of it. It's a tap. If I had one of those and I could get crazy and wild with growing stuff, I'd consider these items, these pieces of equipment. Okay. Mr. Artiford, it is a start. Every year you can double like you were planning to. Yeah. Baby steps. I do what I can afford. Split and core workout cardio. Yeah. And another little rule I've learned over the years is when I start getting tired or fatigued with splitting, I stop. Because it's when you're swinging the axe and you're like pushing to just get it done, and your hits aren't 90 or 100%, and you're getting tired. That's when you're likely to hurt yourself, and that's in general. I've definitely changed some of my methods over the years. When the fatigue is happening, you're getting tired. If I'm doing anything with a sharp edge, I just call it quits and continue the next day. Dehydrator. Yeah, dehydrators are good too. John Doe, scale up, wise words. Yeah. Tomahawk, stream keeps delaying. Well, guys, what's the stream? I did get a few messages earlier about stream quality, guys. Unfortunately, it's, I'm on satellite, so I can't control if the stream's good or bad, if there's buffering. Unfortunately, those are things out of my control largely. So, and is it just Tomahawk who's having problems, or is everybody else having problems? Froze up 2 times. Stream keeps freezing off and on. 11 watching, only 4 thumbs up. Yeah, sorry guys, if the stream is on the fritz, there's not much I can do about it. That's unfortunate. Let me see. Yeah. That would explain people dropping off. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Gas. The old thumbs up. Yeah, it's a little tough. I mean, I appreciate the thumbs up and so on, guys. And if you can, share the stream. But you know me, it's a little difficult. Shilling and promoting myself, the self-marketing thing is definitely not my cup of tea. Clearly. Set up for solar dryer for dehydration foods. Yeah. Yeah, the solar dryers are interesting, and the solar ovens, they seem interesting. When you live in an area, I think if I was doing this in the desert somewhere or way down south where I had, more months of sun than not, those sort of things might make... maybe good items to have, solar dryers and cooking. I'm getting more commercial, so hopefully you get more revenue from it. Yeah, Mr. Artiford, I make about $2 a month from advertisements on these streams, so I apologize for that. I'm definitely not going to be retiring on advertisements on my streams. Literally $2, $2.50 a month. $2.50, not 250. Anyways, John Doe, you have a dehydrator? Is it the type that you just plug into the wall? Like, is it a 110? The best jerky recipe ever. John Doe, have you seen the jerky that I make in my smoker? Or the smoker that I have outside, it is not a hot smoker. I don't cook things in my smoker. I it's called it's a cold smoker. So we cure things. So I do a lot of, I won't say a lot, I'd like to do a lot more. But I do make jerky, and I have a recipe. I have a few streams if you look back, and there might even be a video with me, cold smoking some beef strips and making jerky. We call it biltong in South Africa. When I grew up as a young boy, we ate a jerky that's called biltong, and it's extremely delicious. If you enjoy jerky, you're going to love biltong. Yeah. $2, lol, ouch. Sorry, that's about my membership, cheapskate. Hey, yeah, John, I appreciate you, man. I think you're leading the pack there. I really do need to get more out for the members. I apologize, man. Thank you for hanging in there. Yeah, guys, I primarily depend on the only way I survive is donations from you guys, direct donations. I am not making a living on YouTube or from YouTube. It's solely the guys. There's a small handful of you guys. There's like 3 or 4 folks who literally keep me going, keep the lights on, keep the dogs fed. Without you guys, it would be rough. For sure. Oh, rougher. So, anyways, Tomok, OGW, are you planning on building a root cellar, or do you already have one? Tomahawk, that would be the ultimate. If I could get a root cellar dug up here, it would be great. It'll take heavy equipment. There's no, I've looked for sort of natural dips or areas in the ground that I could maybe build something over and then cover with dirt and create a root cellar. Ideally, I need some kind of equipment up here and for someone to dig a quick hole for me. There's no way I'm doing any digging up here with a shovel. As you know, guys, up here it's rock and moon dust and lots of rock. So, I would have to have some kind of equipment up here, someone who could dig me. I don't need something big, just like maybe a 10 by 10 back into... I have the slopes and the mountain around here, as you guys know. So if I could have somebody dig like sort of 10, 12 foot in and do something, I could close it in and, make it nice. But that would be great. I just can't do it on my own. Thanks for the content tonight. Thumbs up. Thank you, Angel Does It. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Finally, always thought OGW was a Kiwi, but no, it's Afrikaans accent. Yeah, I'm not Australian. I'm not a New Zealander. Born in South Africa, but I've been in the States now since my late teens. Mr. Artiford, you all are great. I wish I could give. Hey, Mr. Artiford, don't worry about it, guys. You don't have to give anything, man. I just appreciate you being on the stream. And I actually have a question for you, Mr. Artiford. Who did the artworks? Somebody obviously grabbed my logo and converted that to a vector and made a decal out of it. If you want to share, just let me know who did that for you. Do you own the equipment? It's pretty cool. I think I'm going to put this on my snowmobile visor. That's where it's going to go. Maybe my vehicle, I don't know. Maybe the snowmobile is a better spot for it. Yeah, let me know how you set that up. Who did the artwork? That's pretty cool. Do you have a kindling box near or next to your fireplace, wood stove? Tomahawk, I don't actually. I don't have a kindling box. I typically, when I bring firewood in, I'll have some what I call just small chunks. So I know this is going to sound like I'm cheating, but I do use fire starters, little like fuel blocks, when I start my fire, and I can get a fire started Tomahawk if I put my 3 wedges of split chunks in my firebox. I've got it down to one little fuel starter will get my fire going. So I don't split a lot of kindling to get fire going. I don't fiddle too much. I like to just, when I come inside, I just want to get a fire going because it's usually freezing in here. So I'll come in and just, get fire going as fast as possible. I do typically have some smaller chunks if there's some problem starting the fire, but usually not. I've got it down to 3 of my normal split chunks and a fuel tablet, and I get it going pretty quick. Yeah, prayers accepted always, Mr. Artifit. Life is good though. I feel pretty blessed, and I put a lot of prayer out myself, twice a day at least. But yeah, appreciate it, mate. Tomahawk, we got that one. Okay. Thank you, John Doe. Mr. Artifit, I have a vinyl cutter. I copied your logo and pasted it in my program. Good job, Mr. Artifit. I like that. I used to back in the day, I used to have a vinyl cutter, and way back in my early 20s, I used to make windsurfing and kiteboarding decals and sell them on eBay. That was back in the Wild West days. Kite surfing was just getting going, and nobody was selling decals. And I made a good bit of pocket change every month just on kite surfing decals with my vinyl cutter. I'd love to maybe do something like that up here just to perhaps investigate some kind of income, but power and heat and freezing, it's very difficult to run any kind of equipment up here. I don't know if you guys can hear Ranger, but he's whining outside. I may have to let him in. Kevin, nice work, Mr. Artifit. Yeah, that's awesome. John Doe, I make Dollar Tree fire starters, cotton balls and Vaseline. Works great. Yeah. Yeah, John Doe, I get this box of I forget the brand. It's at the local hardware store, and it's a large box, and I think for $19 I think there might be like 200 fire starters in there that you just kind of break. They're little wood chunks, square chunks, and I just break them and I use one. So for $19, it's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Mr. Artifit, I used to own a sign shop in the 90s, so I got a smaller system a couple years back, US cutter system. Oh, yeah, those, I know back in my day, I actually started off doing small decals, kite surfing, and then I ended up doing boat lettering years later, putting, boat names on the back of boats. This is when I lived down in Florida. And I also, because I'd worked in large yachting for a while, I had a lot of friends and contacts on large yachts. So, I used to put names on, and then I ended up doing gold leaf lettering on large yachts. But yeah, I think Roland was the brand back then, the Roland cutters. And I see these US cutters. I think they Chinese cutters, but they sell like hotcakes. I have seen them before. Very well priced and get you up and running pretty quick. Anyways, I digress. John Doe, that explains how you all know what SVGs are. Yeah. Pretty standard in the graphic design or sign making industry. You're often dealing with all sorts of artwork customers and clients will give you, and you've got to make the artwork. You got to make it work for equipment. Anyways, where were we? Did I miss any chat here? Tomahawk, are you going to take your new tall ship out in the ocean and go sailing? Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me, Tomahawk. Guys, another very interesting card here sent by Tomahawk. Check this out. It's a sailing ship in a bottle. Pretty cool. And it says adventure awaits. Yeah, thank you for that, Tomahawk. Super cool card. A fun story, Tomahawk, about your card. So I get to my mailbox place and hang on, I gotta let the dog in. Sorry guys, he's whining. Go lay down. Lay down. Oh man, dog full of dust. If I touch him, there's gonna be plumes. No. You're not getting up here now. No. No. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to handle this. I'm gonna turn the mic off. Bear with me, I know it's so unprofessional. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. So fun story, Tomahawk. I get to my mailbox and they tell me, oh, you have a slip from the post office. My mailbox isn't at the post office. So I get this little slip saying that I owe the US Postal Service money for a package they couldn't deliver, an oversized package. Long story short, this, according to the US Postal Service, was an oversized package. I don't know why, Tomahawk. Is kind of silly. So, I guess somebody's got to keep the postal service afloat. So, yeah, I had to go drive across town to the post office for them to give me this. Of course, I had to pay $6.03. Not that that's a complaint or anything. It was just very surprising that. And it was in an envelope, just fine. No issues. But I guess it's just a little too thick. Anyways, I know you guys didn't come here for my where story on the postal office. Here we go. Yeah, it's a perfect card, man. Thank you. Takes me back to my sailing days too. I like the other half of me. I'm a person of extremes, so sailing and seafaring is very much part of me. But here I am in the mountains, pretty far away from the ocean, but, that's just how I roll. Of course, that could change at any time. Who knows? One day at a time. How's the stream going, guys? Are we buffering? Is it viewable? See, there's a few people that have come back or new folks. Anyways. Yeah, well, thanks for putting in that effort for a card. Yeah, Tomahawk, I'm definitely going to work on something to send you. You're definitely have I think what is this, like the third or fourth card? So I thank you, man. We're definitely going to have to get something to you. I have something in mind, but I'm going to have to make it. All right, so bear with me. Another thing, guys, I should probably mention just before we finish up here. Did I miss anything? All good, no lag. Thanks, John Doe. Stream being good since it went screwy. Okay. Yeah, guys, so I had a little issue. Not that it's a big deal or, anyone cares. But I've maintained a website, Off Grid Warrior, for probably about 6 or 7 years, and well, I screwed up, and I managed to delete it accidentally. I won't get into the technicalities of why, but it was kind of a whoopsie on my part, and I managed to delete the entire website and multiple years of posts and photos and stuff. And so I managed to move from Google Cloud Services to a new host. So I'm currently working on the new offgridwarrior.com. It's work in progress, but I'm definitely going to get back to the point of, and I'm going to put a lot of effort into this, of having my own chat for members. And if you've ever donated anything to me, you'll get an invite, and we're going to have a private chat area just for you guys, with a private video stream. It won't be on YouTube. So if you're like a member or anybody who's donated to me, you'll be in that. And I think what we'll do, these streams will be like an hour, and then we'll do another hour on my website of streaming and chat, where we can discuss anything that we want to and not worry about a thing. So that's the plan, but it's work in progress. So I'll let you guys know when that's finished, and when you can perhaps get involved in that. And I'm only expecting a handful of guys. By handful, I mean maybe 5 or 6 of you to start off with. So, but it's just something I enjoy doing. So that's underway. Not very woodsy talk, I know. It's all this tech stuff. Okay, good feed. Yeah, how is the lean-to holding up? The new shed, the lean-to. Yeah, it's doing well. It's actually done. I need to put some finishing touches on it. I'm going to put some plastic on the open side. Well, I had 2 open areas on the top side of it. And with the dogs being crazy and making a lot of dust, everything's becoming a dust bowl in there. So I don't think I'll ever prevent that, but it's just like minor touches to do. But I have a whole bunch of stuff in there already. The plan is the quail are going to disappear before winter, pretty soon actually. I need to figure out who wants to have 14 quail. I was originally just going to set them free, but I guess I'm getting soft in my old age and would maybe find them a nice home rather than set them free. I am getting soft in my old age. It's bad, guys. Anyways, so the quail are going to go, and then some of the stuff, the more important stuff, will go into the quail coop. And then I'm going to organize the lean-to with some shelves and some stuff, that so it's more some equipment and tools I think will go in there. That's the general plan for the lean-to and the former quail coop. Of course, the quail coop could quite easily turn into a rabbit hutch. I don't know, crazy guys, I know. It's not making any sense. Hopefully that answers your question, Mr. Artiford, and then some. John Doe, you can use the Internet Archive Wayback Machine to at least get the blog text recovered for your site. John Doe, that's an excellent bit of advice. I completely forgot about that. It'll be interesting to see what they've grabbed over the years. Good idea, John Doe. Thank you. Excellent idea, actually. Mr. Artiford, Google Recovery may work. No. So I was using the Google Cloud to host a website, and it's not really meant to host websites. It wasn't meant to do what I was doing with it. It's really meant to host applications for like phones and just apps. It's not really a hosting service for websites, but I'd kind of done a little bit of research and messing around, figure out how I could do it, because it was very low priced to start with, and they gave me 3 months free So I utilized that. But of course, the 3 months free very quickly turned into like $23 a month. And for web hosting, that's actually a lot of money for a small blog. So anyways, we're in a better place now. So Tomahawk, down detector shows most Google products are down. Oh, no. Yeah, my problem was, I won't get into it, guys. A little technical, but it had something to do with domain name hosting and registrars and then me hitting delete out of frustration. So it was all me. Rabbits sound like a good investment. They grow and breed fast. Yeah, they do. One of my totes, guys, that you've heard me go on about my totes that I've had for years. Well, one of the totes has a whole bunch of rabbit feeders and rabbit bottles and rabbit stuff for me to set up a small hutch. So I'm always, in the back of my head thinking, meat rabbits. I've got the basics to get them going, but that's not something you want to start in winter, though. You want that system up and running before the snow flies or it starts getting cold. So it's just one of those things in the back of my mind, I don't want to be that weird old guy on a mountain who's just got all these like sheds with stuff in it. I'd rather be that guy with one or two sheds that are in use and maybe have critters and, meat crawling around. I know. Sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. Actually, one of my big things that needs to start happening is as I go through these totes, as I pack and these totes find their new homes in the shed and so on, I'm going to go through them. And if there's stuff in there that I'm not using or don't ever see myself using, they're going into another tote that's going to be hauled off this mountain and just dumped in the garbage or taken to town. I've got to wean off all this, the burden I've been hauling around for the last 8 years. It's got to go. Where are we? Just checking some things. Yeah, I got another message saying that there's might be some issues with my stream. Not sure why. Sorry, guys. I'm not seeing it. Looks fine now. Sunday night, great time for maintenance. Oh, did I miss something here? Oh, yeah, that's right. Low traffic, maintenance time. Servers down. Servers going down on Sunday. John Doe, ugh. Work terms, yeah. Let's not go there, John Doe. I at least I do what I do just kind of out of fun and fun little exercise for my mind. Like I've said before, chopping wood, living like a Neanderthal is my number one thing to do. But I do like to get a little technical up here every now and again. But I do that as a hobby. Kevin, they could provide you with a good additional source of food in tough times. Yeah, Kevin. Because Lord knows, I ate my quail during winter, and let's just say after eating 3 of them, I was still hungry. I've eaten a lot of rabbit over the years and cooked rabbit, and rabbit is actually a very bland meat. It doesn't have a lot of fat, but I can tell you, wrapping rabbit in bacon, big thick chunks of bacon, and then cooking it or slow cooking it. Rabbit's all about what you do spice wise and what you put on the rabbit, because the meat itself is fairly bland and lean, extremely lean. Yeah. John Doe, I have to explain those terms to clients. Yeah, rather you than me, John Doe. Anyways, So, guys, I'm going to put a link, as I usually do. It's, I hate having to do the shilling for the shekels, but if anybody's is able to support what I'm doing here, supporting me, supporting the channel, I put a link in chat. You can use that link to donate to. I've actually done away with banking, so it's PayPal or nothing for me now. And if you use this link, at least I have access to whatever you donate sooner rather than later. If anybody's able to help, please use that link. I think I'm going to make a strong effort. Whatever you can donate, or whatever I receive in the next upcoming weeks is going to go to Scout getting his family jewels removed. I know as a man, I don't find that thought very appealing, but I think if there's one dog that needs to be reined in, it's going to be Scout. So any donations will be going to poor little Scout. Okay, moving on. And listen to Mr. Artiford. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Thank you, guys. You're so good. Okay. I think we're going to start winding down now, guys. I wanted to kind of keep this short. I think we've gone over now. I do need to get the dogs out on a run. We've still got lots of light outside, though. But I need to give the boys a good run today. They've been very ornery. We did have a run this morning, but I'm finding the evenings have been a little raucous. After I feed them, they typically have this, they chill out for half an hour, then they start, as soon as it gets dark, they start up with this tearing every bit of ground up, digging holes. I'm covering holes up every single morning. I've resorted to a couple of their favorite areas they like to dig up. I put sheets of wood down, and then they start digging around the edges. It's not ideal. Not ideal. I'm in a dust bowl. No, Tomahawk, mate, you're very kind, sir. Thank you, but you've helped out a lot, sir. So no worries, mate. I'm just going to, whatever I get is going to be put aside. I'm in no hurry. I'd like to do it before it gets too cold. So, I've got time. Whatever you guys donate is going to go aside, and I'm going to try and hold it for Scouts so we can get him done. Have you found any more barrels for water catchment? Mr. Artiford, I think I'm going to be covering some water stuff perhaps in the next stream. Maybe not, but I think we're not going to get much more rain here. Of course, I say that and maybe we do, but typically, if I look back at the last few years that I've been up here, rain starts to wind down. I've emptied one barrel so far. Actually, today, out of the 3 barrels that I have, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of the 4 55-gallon barrels I have, today I emptied my first one of the season. So first empty barrel today. So that leaves me with like 2.5 barrels left, and then my large square tote tank that I have behind the cabin. And so now it's kind of like a downhill trend for water collection, and my water starts to go down. So if I can catch more rain, great, but it's now about conserving water as much as I can. Who knows? Maybe next year, if the stars align again, I can get my second tote, 240-gallon tote at the back of the cabin, get a second one, and maybe a barrel or 2 on the chicken coop. Because the chicken coop roof, I've covered this in other streams, guys, but my chicken coop roof, when I built it, I realized it was a massive roof. And so right now, the water that's come off the chicken coop roof has just gone to waste. I didn't have the extra barrel for that roof. So I'd like to either get a tote or a couple barrels on the chicken coop next year coming out of winter. But yeah, the big time water catchment months are waning now. Yeah, I suddenly had a hot flash of the freeze coming on and having to drain the last bit of water before it freezes. And then bringing my showers. I'm still, I shower outside, guys, but then bringing the shower inside and waiting for snow to fall so I can melt snow so I can have showers. Oh, yeah. Just what is that? It is almost end of September now, or August. June, July, August. Oh, well, we've got time. September, October, couple months. 2.5 months before I need to start getting into that gear, the freeze gear. Okay, where am I? I feel like I'm yabbering on a bit here. Be sure to add those gutters to your new additions you recently built. Oh yeah, I think I just covered that. Sorry. Yeah, that's a priority for next year. Once a week, military showers. Oh yeah, good times, good times. When you're like a dozen guys all kind of smelly in the woods, like nobody really cares after a while. Like you don't even notice the stench anymore, guys. Not anymore though. I like to stay clean and pretty at all times, guys. Mr. Artiford, wash behind your ears. Always, sir, always. John Doe, okay. Being a modern man sound tough. Nah, it's not difficult, guys. It's just a mental switch. Like most things in life, it's a mental switch one has to make. Here's a funny little story. I used to have this captain back in the day. And unfortunately, he was going into the medical supplies. It took me a year to realize that while we always were restocking the medical supply, and when you're captain of a large vessel or you're licensed captain, there's certain medications you can actually get for the ship's stores. And so as a captain, you can actually purchase things like morphine for your medical supplies. And it took me a year to realize why we were stocking the medical supply more than usual. And this captain had he liked to use morphine on his days off and just hang out in his cabin all day long. Where was I going with this story, actually? Man, I'm losing it, guys. Where were we going? I have no idea where I was. Okay, being a mountain man sounds tough. Guys, I just lost my train of thought. How embarrassing. It's not like I'm online and I just, forgot something. My train of thought. Like nobody even noticed, so it's fine. I don't know where I was going with that story. So, yeah, he was using the morphine and, okay, that's where I was going. Bringing it around, guys. I'm gonna bring it around back into conversation. And so one of the things this captain would always say, it was one of his favorite little mantras or sayings. He would say, "You create your own reality." And at the time, I thought that was pretty good. You create your own reality in a way. You get to decide how you deal with things. If you have to deal with an issue, you're out late one night and somebody's harassing you, you get to choose how you want to deal with it, or whatever may happen at home, whatever incident, somebody, writes you a nasty comment, I get to decide how I deal with that, right? So that's basically what he is saying. Like you get to decide your own reality, how you deal with things. Of course, then I found out that he was using morphine. So that's how he was dealing with his reality. You just make it go away by using the ship's morphine. I don't know. So being mountain man tough, yeah, it's all about what you decide to do and how you deal with it, right? I don't know. I don't even know if that makes any sense, guys. Mental switch. Yeah, I actually I have a little bit of a. I've talked about this before, guys, but there's something about beating yourself, on the back with a whip that I seem to do very well. I like the grind. If there's not some sort of difficulty or grind going on, for me, I've learned over the years that's usually when I start feeling a little bored or anxious. So it's the hardship in some way that I actually enjoy it. I do in some weird way. Now there may come a time where I stop enjoying it, but if I'm not sweating or grinding or a little uncomfortable, then life's a little boring. So, I don't know. Take that any way you wish. OGW, going to send you Marcel. All right, man. I'll check. I'll check after the stream. Give me a couple hours after the stream, Tomahawk, because I got to go run the dogs. But thank you, yeah. Mr. Artiford, reality is daily life, for tomorrow is not promised. Man, that is so true. You got to grab life when you can, guys. Another one I heard. I don't know where this came from, but you've got to suck the marrow from the bone. I know not everybody's into like bone marrow, but I actually enjoy it. But you got to make use of every little bit of joy that's there, guys. I actually had somebody reach out to me and said, why are you always saying guys? I'm a gal and I watch. And it's a little difficult me saying, hey, girls. It's just easier saying guys. So if you're a girl and I say guys, I mean you. I mean everybody. Okay, well, guys, I think we're gonna shut her down. Shut it down. Yeah, John Doe, shut it down. I appreciate you guys. It's been a good stream. It's been a hot stream. Maybe not for you, but it has been for me. My rag actually feels, it's pretty much dry right now. It was moist when I started. It's dry right now. Ranger's sulking on the carpet here. He crawled from his bed after I was a little, harsh with him. He's slowly crawled across the floor and settled on the mat down here, and he's sulking now. So I'm going to give the boys a run. We're going to give them a good smash. So, yeah. Bone marrow is great, full of nutrition. Oh, man, I remember back in the days, I used to go to this fancy place in town in Seattle, a restaurant where it's like $150 to even get away with a basic meal. But they had their speciality was this giant bone that they would saw in half. They must have taken the marrow out and then replaced it, but they'd cut this bone this size and saw it, and then present you with the two halves with the marrow, and they'd give you this little teaspoon, and so you would eat the marrow out of this. I think it used to cost like $35 or $40 just for the bone marrow, the bone and its marrow. And I'm salivating right now, guys. I'm so sick and tired of eating ground beef. I was able to buy some beef lately, and I need to thank a couple of you guys who sent a dono, and I was able to go and buy some meat, a big chunk of meat. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to town. I'm going to get another chunk of meat, and I'm going to make some more jerky. I think I'm going to experiment this time with a little bit of sriracha and some hot spices in my beef jerky or biltong. So that'll happen tomorrow. I'm honestly salivating right now. I ate a few eggs for breakfast, and that was it. So hungry. It's 7:44. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all tuning in, and it's good to see the regulars here. I appreciate you guys, man. So we're going to shoot for next weekend again, guys. Unless something weird happens like last weekend. I had something that I had to attend that it could have meant maybe a little bit of income, but it ended up not happening. So it was a bit of a waste. So, but anyways, thank you guys. You were following John Doe. Yeah, I know. Thank you, mate. I knew you picked up. Okay, Tom Hawk. Well, I'll check in later. And Mr. Hardyford, thank you, sir. I appreciate the effort you put in your kids' drawing that you sent me. Family Plan is in the house. Hey, mate, Family Plan, you missed it. I actually had footage of the Sasquatch. We did actually sight a Sasquatch, but I guess you're going to miss it now. So, but good to see you, Family Plan. Hopefully all is well for you. Hotel Alpha. I'm going to have to figure out a short version of that for you. Good to see you again. Thanks for hanging out. Good night to you. And Tom Hawk. Okay, guys. Family Plan. Mates. Next weekend. We'll see you guys. I appreciate all of you, man. Take it easy. Have a good week. And, make it happen. Make it happen. Kevin. All right, you're still here. Good night, everyone. OGW, good show. Thanks. See you next stream. Okay, Kevin, good to see you, man. Thanks. Glad you made it this week, mate. Darn, serves me right for getting here late. Yeah, Family Plan. Actually, better late than never. I'm going to keep you on the membership plan because at least you showed up towards the end. Okay, guys. Okay. I'm out of here for sure. You can rewatch Family Plan. I'm not sure why you'd want to, but a lot of wood hauling, and panting. Okay, guys, take it easy. Have a good week. We'll see you next weekend.